My name is Regan Siglin, and I am attending Washington State University next year. If I began this speech with a riveting story, you would be far quicker to pay attention than would otherwise be the case. If I began with the phrase, "Once upon a time," painted for you scenes of a princess and a prince, an evil stepmother, a terrifying monster with 3 rows of yellow teeth and claws that could pierce one to the bone, you would lean forward in your seats, eyes wide with anticipation, until the end, until the monster was dead and they lived happily ever after again. You and I, we love stories. But why we love them so much didn't dawn on me until a day in Christian Lit class early this senior year. You see, life is a story. Life is a story full of good guys and bad guys, nice guys and not so nice guys, battles and puzzles and mysteries and love. And it is a story told by the greatest storyteller of all time. This revelation, though perhaps obvious to some of you, changed many things for me that day in Christian Lit. I had always wanted to be grateful for what God had given me, but I now found an overwhelmingly obvious reason for it. G.K. Chesterton could not have put it better. He wrote in his beautiful work, Orthodoxy, quote, "The fairy tale philosopher is glad that the leaf is green, precisely because it might have been scarlet," unquote. God could have created a leaf in any color of the rainbow, but he chose it to be green. He could have written your story so that you passed the test, so that you won the basketball game, so that your beloved family member was still alive. But he didn't. God made leaves green. He brought you trials. He wrote his story just as it has unfolded. And as hard as it may be to understand his plot, we can only respond with thankfulness. We are thankful that he has a plan and that no little detail goes unnoticed. It is all a part of his great plot, and that is significant. This, then, was my second revelation that day in Christian Lit class, that every person and every scene has a deep significance in our life story. The person sitting next to you, God has written into this chapter, and he or she is an important character in your tale, hard perhaps as it may be to believe it. This senior assembly, June 7th, 2012, this place, this school, it all has a purpose. We may not understand why God writes the way he does, but he does. And we can have the confidence that he has a plan for whatever may come. Fellow Oaksters, cherish each moment, each scene, and understand it in light of the greater plot. Love each character that crosses your path. Be thankful for the good and the bad, for though God might have written his story differently, he chose it to happen just as it has. As Hans Christian Andersen once said, quote, "Life itself is a most wonderful fairy tale," unquote. I pray that each one of ours, in the truest eternal sense, may end happily ever after. Thank you.